Hello. Good morning, everybody. Oh, that's exciting. Oh, Grace, I'm very excited. I can't wait to hear what you think. You have to tell me everything. Oh, hey, Lori, I got your package in the mail yesterday. I haven't opened it yet, but I did get it. Can anyone leave? I'm not sure, Grace. That's a great question. I know, right? Oh, I know. A lot of people have mentioned that, Nissa. Good morning. There's been talk of possibly an addendum piece that would be an add-on, But yes, it's a good thing we're going to Costco today because I am down to the end on my collagen here. Oops. That's not a Secret Fiancé cup. That's a Secret Fiancé cup. And we're also almost at a half and half. We have nothing left. It's all gone. Our whole kitchen is empty. How will we survive? Good morning, Amanda. Sorry for my drama. Sorry to everyone who has to put up with my drama. You love the gummy version of that. What's the gummy version? Me or TikTok? Me or TikTok what? Wait, Mina, I don't understand. Me or TikTok what? The collagen. Man, I still haven't made that Costco run. Yep. That's tonight. It's tonight. We are going to Costco tonight. We both worked late last night. If people get commission from like your TikTok, like is it from you or TikTok? It depends. That is a great question, Mina. It is sometimes one or the other, could be both. Got it. Yeah. So, I can't open it now because it is in a different room, but I will open it later. I saved it to open on camera with another box of glitters that I got in the mail. Yes, we're going to get some croissants. So I believe that if I put open commissions on it, which I probably should do, I believe TikTok pays for that, or I can offer a specific creator commission on it, which I should also do for some people. Yeah, who have a desire to post about it, and then they can earn money, Yeah, why not, right? Doesn't suck. It is the morning. Hello of it all. Yes. It is very cool. I love Mikey, and SB is so sassy. I do love SB, and I do love Mikey. I don't know. We have to think of who we want to play these characters if the dream ever becomes a reality, More book mail today, likely. Yes. So apparently more are coming today. I don't know how many. Here's the thing, you guys. The first order that I placed of the books, like way back before it was even released, was for 50. That was the first order I placed. Where are the 50? Placed an order for 50. Where are they? And then as soon as they started selling, I was like, I should get more. And I ordered a 25 and a 25 because the 50 hadn't arrived. And I was like, maybe if I order it in smaller quantities, they'll come faster. Still haven't gotten the 25 or the 25. And then they just started like giving me further and further out delivery dates. So I started placing a lot of small orders, and one of those 5s has arrived sooner. But like I did order 50 and then 25 and then 25 and then 50 and then 5 and 10 and 5 and 10 and 5 and 10. So it's like, it's just a mess. Who knows what's going to show up? But what I need is for them to just give me the 50 and the 2 25s so that I can. Yes, Nissa, it did. Hey, Kristen. Hey, everybody. Hey, Brian. So it's just one of those things where I'm like, today, I hope a big order of them shows up. That would be really nice. It would be really nice if a big order of them showed up today. That would make me extremely happy. This is yours. Happy coffee. You're welcome. Enjoy it. Good morning, Ray. I made a special spot on my bookshelf for today. Ola, never hold off going to see a doctor because your birthday's coming up. Uh-oh. What happened, Brian? Were they mean to you because you waited too long? It's a good thing we're going to Costco today because we have just finished our half and half. Yeah. Talking about my new mustache. That's funny. I like it. I like it. It's cute. Otherwise, you'll spend your birthday in the... Oh my gosh, Brian, wait, what happened? Whoa. Julia, it's for hair and nails. What happened, Brian? Colon issues? Oh my gosh, that sounds literally awful. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, Brian, that is not great. I'm so sorry. You are too stubborn. You need to go get it checked now. That's serious stuff. You can't put it off. Really do. Can't put it off. Really do. We're not getting any younger, folks. We're not getting any younger. Well, you're only 21, so it's different for you. You don't understand what it's like to be old like the rest of us. Now they're all wondering if you're really 21, if I'm actually a cougar or if I'm lying. Yeah. That's what they're wondering.
It's a total cougar. That's cougar time, all right.
That's what they're wondering now. They've all started to become concerned. They're like, wait, what have we been celebrating all this time? Have we been celebrating a cougar finding her, what do they call them?
Her coupling? I don't know.
100-year-old engaged to a 21-year-old, truly robbing the cradle. Yes, it's a large age gap.
100? Wow.
Well, we can say what it is here because they're not here. But when the lives get really, really poppin' on Slime Lives, people always ask how old I am, and I always say 99, and I'm about to be 100. And they're always, and especially when it's like young kids, they're always like, "That's not true." And everyone in the comments who knows me is always like, "Yeah, she is. Why are you being so rude about it?" And it turns out very funny. So if you're 21 and I'm 100, it's a true cradle rob. They say that age is just a number, but I'm not so sure. Yeah, no, you don't. I know, Cindy, not you. Me too, Anya, me too. That's right, Brian. Anti-mame vibes. That's right. Teeth are the worst. I agree. I went to the dentist and it was a nightmare. But that's okay. I know, but it's not anywhere near Becca. I checked. It doesn't go that far over. I'm just happy my teeth are still in my face. Same. I went in there and they were like, blah, blah. And I was like, listen, unless it's a health related thing, I don't care. Don't touch anything. I was like, unless I have a cavity or something like that, just leave me alone. Don't pitch me any like, well, you could make this look better. I don't want to hear it. I don't care. I don't want anything to be better. I just only want to fix things that are a detriment to my health. Other than that, could not care less. Really, Cindy? This mug...
So nice looking though. What were they trying to pitch you?
Oh, I'll explain it to you later.
Oh.
Anyway. So.
Were they selling caps to you?
No. I'll explain it to you later. So there. Yeah, exactly. So we are reading, like, they got me, really? I feel like someone said that to my sister too, Tressa.
What's that?
Some kind of laser gum treatment, I don't know. They did not say that to me.
Lasers?
Yeah, but I think they had my sister do that too for some reason recently.
Lasers in your gum?
Like, after pregnancy, sometimes women have like gum issues or whatever. I don't know. That's what Catherine said anyway. It didn't hurt or anything. Huh. Weird. I don't know. They didn't say anything about that to me, so I don't know. But they did. I remember Catherine talking about that, like, I don't know, like a couple months ago, like around Christmas time. It was expensive. It was. I think Catherine has. No, I don't know if Catherine has dental insurance. I don't blame you, Brian. I don't blame you. Huh. I don't know. I definitely don't have dental insurance, so I was like, oh boy, throwing down some cash. Throwing down some cash. Just to get your teeth cleaned. It's true. What are you playing? Jumpy jumpies? It doesn't look like anything.
I was just hitting buttons.
You were just hitting buttons doing nothing?
No, I'm kidding.
Oh.
Mario Maker.
I also had Dennis tell me that I didn't have the type of teeth. So you had two completely opposite things told to you. It's ridiculous.
That is so wild.
That's true, Tressa. That's a really good point. It's a really good point. All right, so we are reading Land of Stories, Book 6. We're all slightly in mourning at the fact that this is our last Land of Stories book. It's hard to grapple with emotionally, but we are enjoying it so far. We are... That explains the engagement. Wait, what explains the engagement? The age gap and the fact that he needed to lock it down before I die?
Oh, Jesus.
Well, I mean, if you're 21 and I'm 100, you're like...
Gotta use the tire yet.
Oh, we're getting engaged so I could have dental insurance. Oh, do you have dental insurance? Wow, he has dental insurance, you guys. I didn't even know that. That's pretty exciting. Maybe I'll have dental insurance one day. Not today. Today's not that day.
And you can have it too if you work in corporate America.
Hey! I don't. I like that you learned it. Yeah, exactly. Those were not the things that I was asking. I wasn't like, do you have dental insurance?
She knows I have dental.
Maybe he's in the army and got to get that extra wife money. That isn't a thing. That's really funny. Do people think that, Tressa? Is that something people think?
That's definitely an army thing.
That, like, you get married because you get extra money?
I'm only in the National Guard. It's different.
I have a cousin who's in the National Guard.
Really?
He's also...
Your fiance in the National Guard.
Well, yeah, but I'm actually related to the other one. He's not actually in the National Guard yet. So my cousin actually is in the National Guard.
Really?
Yes, but he lives in Montana.
I've never heard of this cousin.
Well, it's Ben's side.
Oh, okay.
He lives in Montana,
Cool.
and
Is he a prepper?
I don't know what that means.
These people that prepare for the apocalypse.
No, definitely not, because he's so insanely religious. So he doesn't think he needs it.
Preppers usually are religious.
No. He thinks that he'll be raptured instantly, so he doesn't need any of that. They don't prep for anything.
Like apocalypse has nothing to do with Jesus.
I don't think they believe in that.
What? They think they just trust society implicitly? That makes no sense.
No, they trust God implicitly. This is like the type of Christians that like he and his wife are a lot. I had to unfriend them on Facebook in 2016, and then at Ben's funeral, they tried to refriend me, and I just left it there. And
on Facebook?
Yeah, I just haven't. I've just ignored it because I don't want to get in a fight with them. But like, I told them very politely, I was like, I can't deal with this. Like, it's just too much for me. I can't see your hatred spewed all over the place.
Woman.
Yeah. No, they don't think I am. No. No, they buy slime for their kids from me. They think I'm fabulous.
They want to, yeah.
Right, Tressa?
You're
No, I removed them. They're still trying to get back into my world.
Doing?
What?
What were they doing?
Posting things like, bad, real bad.
Trumpies?
Worse than Trump. Like, worse than that even.
Really?
Oh, they're awful.
I can't think of what it would be.
Well, I don't want to say it on TikTok.
Okay.
So many things. So many things.
Really? They're obsessed with it. You know what that means?
That is probably related.
People that are that obsessed with it and hate it that much have something in them.
He has a wife who is a little bit older, not like 21 to 100 older, but like a little bit older, and
not like us.
No, not like us, obviously. She had a child from a previous marriage, which is fine and great, and because of their proclivity for their beliefs, her daughter, who is now a teenager, has opted to live with her dad full time to get away from them.
That sucks.
Yeah, so it's that kind of people's.
Well, you know.
At least she made the choice and stood up for
You,
herself. Hey, Liz, good morning.
Decision you make.
Yes, I'm also glad for her. Although, who knows. Anyway, good morning, Liz. Say good morning.
You have a bunch of cousins on that side, don't you?
Yes, say good morning to Liz.
Oh, Liz.
Yes.
Hey, Liz. Morning. I don't know,
He's
you have like 90 Liz's.
That's true. He's actually
I have opted
correct.
in my brain to not assume it anymore because I think I've been wrong too many times.
How many Liz's are in the room now? Is Liz in the room with us?
I just hear Liz enough that it can't possibly be that Liz every time.
While she's here, if anyone is in need of Girl Scout cookies, Liz's daughters are selling Girl Scout cookies. Feel free to contact her to get your fix. I can't eat them because sugar. And you'd think of all the people, the Girl Scouts of America would make a sugar-free something, but they will not. They want to promote diabetes.
They do, actually.
I don't have diabetes.
As an
in case anyone was
organization, they
concerned.
might be terrible.
She says sorry. Thank you. I appreciate it. All right, let's get into chapter 3 because I have a lot of slime orders to pack today and hopefully book orders to pack today if they show up. We'll see.
Do Boy Scouts still sell just like tubs of popcorn?
Does anyone have a child in Boy Scouts? I don't think any of our people have boys old enough to do that. I know we have a lot of people who have boys, but not old enough. She said yes. Liz says yes. Okay, Liz and Tressa are both saying yes.
I'm surprised they haven't tried to like up their game to compete with the Girl Scouts.
Yeah, what would they sell?
I
I think it's too late for them to get into the
cookies.
cookies game. No, it's too late.
It's
It's
not
too late.
It's not too late. Nobody wants a tub of popcorn.
I do.
They put sugar on all their popcorn.
All of it?
Maybe not all of it. A lot of it, I bet.
Oh. Girl Scouts have a fall product to compete with the Boy Scouts. Interesting.
It's an amazing thing that like some adult went, I want to sell these products, but paying adults to sell products is expensive and it takes away my profit margins. Children, I'll make children do it. And I'll wrap it up inside of an organization and give them little prizes that are worth nothing, and boom. And child labor, and everyone is okay with it. It's wild. It's a wild system we have going. There's
I was not a Girl Scout, so I don't know anything about
profiting off all this stuff. It's insane. I'm not sure why everyone's buying into it.
it. Apparently it pays for them to go to camp.
Yeah, but it's mostly just paying to enrich people. Like you could pay way less to take them to camp.
Tressa says if you do it right, the girls can learn a ton about business. I will give them a camp about business. We'll make a slime. I will teach them through slime. Actually, they'd probably pay more attention. If I was like, this is how you can run an underground slime business in your school, they'd be like, I'm in. And they'd actually make money. Because the kids that I used to nanny used to do that in their school, and they definitely made side cash doing it.
They made their own slime and sold it?
Well, we made slime together, and then I helped them package it, and they would sell it at school. Yeah.
Oh my! You were using them as your like.
No, not my slime.
To sell your
no. This was before I sold slime. No, before I had my business.
The idea.
Go with the idea. Yes, I was using the kids that I nannied as my street urchins. I am Fagin, and they are Oliver, and that is what is happening. I just play the pipe, and all the children come. Watch. And there they are. I sing a song and they all appear. It's magical. Does anyone have kids home from school today? I'll prove it works. I can sing a song right now and all the children will come running. What should we sing? What are we going to sing? We're going to sing the Good Morning song. We're going to sing Moana. I got him on lock. I got this.
It's very funny.
It's true, Tressa. I love Secret Fiancé. Like, would you play along? He's like, would you just do this with me? Sometimes the Capricorn side of me takes over the humorous side of me a little too much. I try to be funny, and then the Capricorn side's like, it is gonna happen, B. You don't know. I saw a TikTok that accused the Girl Scouts of being a gateway to MLMs. You know, that's probably true unless the parents are a little more involved. Like Liz is very involved with her kids doing it, but if it's like the kids really struggling to do it on their own, you're probably right. That could be a gateway to MLMs. I am a huge non-MLM fan. You know what's crazy? So I have a friend, so I have a lot of friends who make slime. Obviously, this is shocking news, I'm sure.
Shocking.
But back in the day, there used to be slime conventions. We all know that, right? And before COVID, not only were there slime conventions, but occasionally Slimers would take their slime to like a local farmer's market or a craft fair or whatever like that. Totally great. Why not, right? I mean, like that seems like an obvious win for not having to ship the slime, and you make money, and also you can use really cool packaging that you can't use in shipping because it won't break, because you're like when I sell things in person, sometimes I put them in really cool like Frappuccino cups because they're not to ship it. So like, oh, whatever, they just carry it home. It's great. All sorts of stuff like that. And I did a couple of those too, but one of my friends did one that was in New Jersey. And both, Becca? I think both. And so so she was at this like craft fair in New Jersey that she paid for a table at. It was like $50 to have a table, totally worth it because she'll make her money back, right? And it was like not so busy that their tables were like overwhelmed with people, but she was getting a lot of business at her table, a little bit more than a lot of the other just like regular craft tables, right? And so there was like a break in the people coming through, and some of the women came over to her, saw her banner, because we all had banners because we participated in slime events all the time, so we had like really fancy banners that we could like hang up and like whatever like that. And all of these women came over and they were like, oh, what is this? And she was like, oh, I make slime. And they were like, how do we get like in on this? Or like asking her, and she figured out that they thought she was part of an MLM, just like, and she was like, no, I make all of this. I make this. This is just mine. It's just me. There's
She
no,
should've-
it was very
she should have
funny.
enlisted them and like, you know,
She,
you have to pay this much for the slime, then you have to resell it, and then I get part of that profit, and it's a
right, and she was like, no, it's an actual business. Like, and like she was
upside-down
making a
it's
good
funnel.
amount of slime.
It's a funnel. It's not a pyramid.
Yeah, it's a funnel, not a pyramid. Yeah, it was wild.
And it
And
funnels the money
it
to
took
me.
her like 3 conversations to figure out that they thought she was an MLM, right? Because she was just like, no, it's just me and the slime, like that's it. And they were like, so who else? Like, how do you? And she was like, I'm not getting it from anyone. I just make it in my basement. Like, it was very funny.
All these women are now in their basement
Trying
concocting,
to make
like,
slime.
facial creams and stuff. to
Well, the
close
thing
the
of
deal.
it is, in that time, like I say it all the time, and we have to read soon, but like in the like 20, that's fair, Becca. That's a really good point. In the 2017, 2018 time, so many of us who got into it literally for the love of it were doing so well that a lot of like people who were buying it from us for their kids started to either make it themselves because they saw it could be profitable, and I could give you a whole list of those people who are still making it, or they started making it and then having their kids sell it because at the time it looked like, even though it wasn't factual, oh my gosh, that's really bad news, Shelly. It looked at the time like people were purchasing more from kid-led accounts. False, right? It was all a mirage, but it looked like that. So there were women who saw that people like myself, Slime Jellies, Mina, who might still be in here, might not, were genuinely enjoying and making a living off of doing this. And so they would make it, but market it as though it was their kid who had the account. It was totally insidious and awful. And that's its own kind of MLM. Terrible, terrible. So yeah, not ideal. Really kind of scary people, to be honest.
Yes, that is scary.
It's not great. Don't do that. If you like slime, make slime and enjoy it. If you don't like slime, leave it alone. We don't need you. That's the
children to do that.
Yeah, I mean, if your kid likes slime, you don't have to force them to have a business. They'd be like, they would come and they would be like, so how can I make my daughter's business more profitable? I was like, your daughter's 8. It's probably not going to happen. Just let her enjoy it, right? You know? Anyway, I mixed an old Reptar cereal with a homemade butter, and I'm having, oh, it is fun, Ashley. So that's one of the things. Butter floams are not sustainable, but they are fun. I do enjoy the feeling of them. I made a couple back in the day. They don't last per se bead wise, but they are fun and they do feel good. So maybe we'll make one time just as like a for fun. You know what I mean? Like not to worry about the beads. Anyway, yes, I think you should plan a camp. I love camp. Okay, this is called Chapter 3, The Frog in the Mirror. Whoa, the frog in the mirror. Why do I keep scrolling off? Scroll. All right. Froggy hadn't seen sunlight in weeks. Oh, we're back with Froggy. We haven't seen him in almost a whole book. All he had to look at day and night was the macabre sight of Marina's basement. The missing children from the Corner Kingdom and the Charming Kingdom still lay peacefully in their beds as the witch's horrible spell drained them of their life force.
Oh.
The children's youth and their vitality were magically transferred into potion bottles at the foot of their beds, which Morena usually sold to customers in her shop upstairs. Luckily, the witch hadn't returned in days to switch out the bottles, giving her captives more time before they were drained completely. The longer Froggy was forced to witness the dark magic, the more it angered him. He desperately wanted to free the children from the witch's cruel spell, but he couldn't even free himself. No matter how hard he hit or kicked the plate of glass between them, it never budged. Unfortunately, neither he nor the children could be saved without magic powerful enough to counteract the witch's enchantments, and Froggy wasn't convinced such magic existed anymore. If there had been any passing observers, Froggy would have appeared as a reflection without a source. Inside the mirror, he was completely alone in a pitch-black world, and the view of Marina's basement hovered in the air like a window without walls. Regardless of how far he traveled in each direction, there was absolutely nothing but darkness for miles around. As he searched the strange world, he often wandered so far from the basement that it would shrink him to a speck of light behind him. As much as it pained him to watch the cursed children, Froggy was afraid he'd lose sight of it completely. Marina's basement was his only source of stimulation, and he worried he might go mad without it. Life inside the mirror was affecting his mind enough already. The longer he was imprisoned, the faster time went. A simple daydream could cost him a few hours if he wasn't careful, and if he fell asleep, a day or two could pass before he would wake up. It also became increasingly difficult for him to remember where he was, how he had gotten there, and most concerning, who he was. Each passing moment felt less and less like reality and more like a bad dream. "Get a grip on yourself," he said. "Your name is Charles Carlton Charming. You were born 25 years ago in the Charming Kingdom. You were the 4th son of King Chester and Queen Clarice. Your brothers' names are Chance, Chase, and Chandler. Your mother passed away when you were a boy, and your father died shortly after Chance married Cinderella. You have 2 nieces named Hope and Ash, and you've always wanted a big family of your own." Froggy held his head and paced in a circle as he recalled the information. Whenever he felt his sanity start to slip, he found that reciting facts was the quickest way to restore it. But it became harder each day. When you were a teenager, you made the mistake of courting a witch named Morena. You discovered she practiced dark magic, so you called off the engagement. It enraged her so much that she cursed you and made you look like a frog. It made you ashamed of your appearance, and you lived in seclusion for years. You built a home underground where you read thousands of books and drank lily pad tea. And then one day you found 12-year-old twins in the forest, and they changed your life forever. The memory of meeting Alex and Connor in the dwarf forest made him laugh. Had he known then about all the trouble they'd get him into, he probably would have run screaming in the opposite direction. But now he was thankful for every second of the life he had to claim. The twins are the ones who nicknamed you Froggy, and thanks to them you're friends with Jack and Goldilocks, and you're engaged to Red Riding Hood, and you were recently elected king of the Center Kingdom. You managed to create a wonderful life despite Morena's spell. She couldn't stand how happy you became, so she cursed you into this blasted mirror. But you can't let her magic get the best of you. You can't let yourself fade away." This wasn't Froggy's first exposure to mirror entrapment, so he knew what to expect. A few years earlier, he witnessed the evil queen using the legendary wishing spell to free the man trapped in her magic mirror. Tragically, by the time the man was rescued, all his memories, his personality traits, and his physical features melted away. Without a doubt, Froggy knew the same effects had begun creeping over him. "You can't let the darkness consume you, Froggy,"
he told himself. "There's too much you'll miss out on if you give in to it. You have to find a way out of this prison so you can have a future with the people that you love. You must hold on to your identity so that you don't suffer the same fate as the man from the evil queen's magic mirror. You must fight off this horrible curse so Marina doesn't win." Froggy had no idea how to free himself from the mirror, but he knew that he would never find the answer by lingering around Marina's basement for eternity. So, putting one webbed foot in front of the other, Froggy journeyed into the great shadowy world surrounding him until Marina's basement disappeared from sight. He wandered aimlessly through the darkness for what felt like hours, but he never found anything. It was so dark he couldn't see his hands or feet, let alone something he might collide with. With every step he worried that he had made a grave mistake by leaving the basement and feared the oblivion would drive him insane. "Please, let me find something that proves I'm not alone," he prayed aloud. "I just need something, anything that can guide me to help." Suddenly, a speck of light appeared in the distance ahead. It was only the size of a pinhole, but it seemed as bright as the sun against the darkness. The discovery filled Froggy's stomach with butterflies. Maybe he wasn't alone after all. He ran towards the light as fast as he could, and it grew into the shape of a tall rectangle. Perhaps it was a door? As Froggy neared the anomaly, he realized it was another plate of glass, and his spirits sank. He had walked through the darkness in a giant circle. Was this the view of Marina's basement and the only thing that existed in this darkness? Froggy's heart skipped a beat when he noticed that the glass plate was much taller and wider than the plate he was used to. Perhaps he had found something new. He peered into the glass and found not the missing children as he expected, but a massive great hall with brick walls, green curtains, and silver chandeliers. "My word, it's a palace!" Froggy exclaimed happily. "Wait a moment. I recognize this palace. I've been here many times before. It's the entrance hall of the Northern Palace. This must be the view from another mirror. The darkness must somehow have connected the two mirrors." Suddenly, hundreds of other square and rectangular plates of glass appeared at the hall around him like floating windows. This bizarre phenomenon startled Froggy so much that he croaked. It had been a while since anything had excited him. He looked through the glass plates and saw into sitting rooms, drawing rooms, bedchambers, hallways, all locations that he recognized as well. "I can see through the mirrors into the Northern Palace," Froggy said. "This must be how the man in the evil queen's magic mirror was capable of being a spy. He was using the darkness as a path between the mirrors." This discovery made Froggy's heart flutter. Perhaps the more he learned about the strange dark world, the closer he was to finding a way out of it. He desperately searched all the mirrors for someone to communicate with, but oddly, he couldn't find a single soul in the palace. "That's peculiar," he said. "I've visited Chandler and Snow White a number of times in their home, and it's never been this empty." Finally, Froggy peered through a small circular mirror and found a cook in the palace's kitchen. She looked exhausted and was placing a bottle of wine and 3 glasses on a serving tray. The cook must have felt Froggy's eyes because she stopped what she was doing, looked up before he could say anything. "Hello," he said happily. "Ah!" the cook screamed. She dropped the tray and the glasses shattered across the kitchen floor. Her reaction was so dramatic that it scared Froggy and he impulsively ducked out of sight. He wasn't surprised by the cook's response, though his appearance usually gave people a fright. He couldn't imagine how alarming it was to see an enormous frog in a mirror when they weren't expecting it. "What's going on in there?" yelled a gruff voice. Froggy peeked through the mirror and saw a soldier storm into the kitchen, but he was unlike any man that Froggy had ever seen. The soldier was 7 feet tall and had an unusually flat and square body. The number 3 was displayed on the upper right and lower left corners of his armor, and 3 symbols shaped like clovers were set in a line along his middle. "Forgive me, sir," the cook pleaded. I was fetching wine for the emperors and I saw something in the mirror." The soldier glanced at the mirror, but Froggy ducked out of sight before he could be spotted again. "You stupid woman," the soldier said. "Quit this foolishness and get back to work. Any more nonsense and you'll be thrown in the dungeon." Yes, sir," the cook said with a bow. "Won't happen again, sir." The cook quickly swept up the mess, placed 3 new glasses and a new bottle of wine on her tray, and hurried out of the kitchen. "I don't understand," Froggy thought aloud. "Who are these emperors? What's happened to Chandler and Snow White, and where are the servants and guards who used to work there?" Froggy followed the cook from mirror to mirror as she traveled through the palace. She entered a spacious dining hall, and Froggy appeared in the mirror above a large fireplace. He'd been inside the palace's dining hall many times before, but he barely recognized it anymore. All the portrayals of the White Dynasty had been removed and replaced with paintings of a red-faced queen, an old hag wearing an eye patch, and a pirate with a hook. 3 people pictured in the paintings around the table were enjoying a feast. 3 people pictured in the painting sat around the table enjoying a feast that could have fed hundreds. Froggy thought they were unattractive in their portraits, but they were even more hideous in the flesh. The barbaric way they scarfed down their food was equally unpleasant to witness. "Your wine, my emperors," the cook said and bowed to the table. "Well, it's about time," the queen yelled and hit the table with clenched fists. "How dare you keep your emperors waiting? Do it again and you'll lose your head." "My deepest apologies," the cook said. The cook trembled in the emperor's presence and couldn't barely keep her hands still enough to pour the wine into their glasses. When she was finished pouring, she bowed and rushed out of the room. The pirate and the queen raised their glasses before taking the first step, but the hag didn't join them. "None for me," she growled. "I'm not much of a drinker." "Well, to us," the pirate toasted. "May the 3 great emperors continue their mighty reign as conquerors of this new world." "Hear, hear," the queen said, "and may our upcoming invasion go as smoothly as the last." The pirate and the queen clanked their glasses together and drank the wine in one gulp. The hag wasn't in the mood to celebrate and angrily threw a half-eaten lamb shank across the room. "How much longer will we have to wait?" she moaned. "It's been weeks since we've heard from the witch. How cruel of her to tease us with such a conquest and then force us to stay put. Our army is ready. Why can't we invade the new world now?" "The new world?" Froggy whispered to himself. "What are they talking about?" "I agree with Westy," the queen said. "It's impossible to enjoy the luxuries of this world when there are far greater pleasures in the other world. What is taking so long for the witch to contact us? I'm starting to doubt her competence." The pirate chuckled at their annoyance and twirled his mustache with his hook. "Ladies, your eagerness is sabotaging your judgment," he said. "Remember what the witch said. As soon as the portal opens, she'll lead the other witches into the new world first. Once they've weakened the new world's defenses, the new world's defenses have weakened them. She'll send for us. We'll charge through the portal and claim the new world for ourselves. It's a guaranteed victory if we stick to the plan. Patience is a virtue." "Patience is for peasants," the queen yelled. "Instant gratification is the only gratification for the powerful." "Allow me to finish my sentence," the pirate said. "Patience is a virtue we shall never need again. The final days leading up to the invasion will be the last time we wait or want for anything. As soon as we conquer the new world, we'll have a whole planet to ourselves and billions of slaves to serve us." "I will rule the land," the queen declared. "And I will rule the skies," the hag announced. "And I shall rule the seas," the pirate professed. "And that silly witch is in for a rude awakening if she actually believes we intend to share any of it with her." The emperors roared with devilish laughter like a pack of evil hyenas. Once the amusement wore off, the queen yawned so wide a watermelon could have fit inside her massive mouth. "Ugh, universal domination is exhausting," she said. "We'd better start conserving our energy for the invasion." "Oh, what sweet dreams await us tonight," the pirate said with a sinister grin. The emperor stood up from the table and left the dining hall for bed. Once the room was empty, Froggy started pacing behind the mirror, and thousands of questions raced through his mind. Suddenly, Froggy spotted something moving out of the corner of his eye. Until this movement, he thought the object in the middle of the dining table was a flickering candle, but after taking a closer look, he realized it was a small and shimmering pixie stuck inside of a jar. The emperors had been using her as a centerpiece. "Excuse me, young lady in the jar?" Froggy asked. "Can you hear me?" The pixie looked around the dining room in a daze. Obviously, she could hear just fine, but she couldn't see who was speaking to her. "I'm over here, in the mirror above the fireplace." The pixie looked up and stared at Froggy like he was the most unusual thing she had ever seen. "Well, how did you get in there?" she asked. "Well, I could ask you the same question," Froggy replied. The pixie lowered her head sadly. "Well, I've been trapped in here for weeks," she said. "At first the captain was using me as a hostage, but now he's using me as a decoration. It's degrading. No matter how hard I try, I can't escape. The jar is shut just too tight." "Well, then you and I are kindred spirits," Froggy said. "What's your name?" "Tinkerbell," the pixie said. That name sounded familiar, but Froggy couldn't remember where he'd heard it before. "Forgive me, but I'm rather confused," he said. "Who were those awful people eating dinner, and where did they come from?" "Well, they're from all different places," Tinkerbell said. "The Queen of Hearts is from a place called Wonderland. The Wicked Witch of the West is from a land of Oz. And Captain Hook and I are from Neverland." It suddenly clicked where Froggy had heard the names before. With every piece of knowledge he obtained, reality became more difficult to comprehend. Wait a moment," he said in shock. "I know those names. You're all characters from the books in my library. The late fairy godmother gave me those stories as a gift. How on earth did you get into this world?" "I'm still trying to figure out where I am," Tinkerbell said. Excuse me. "One night I was flying through London with my friend Peter, and the next thing I knew, some guy called the Masked Man was kidnapping me." "The Masked Man? But how did he get into your story?" "Well, he was using some kind of potion to travel into a bunch of stories," the pixie said. "He was recruiting characters in something he called the Literary Army. The Masked Man used me to enlist Captain Hook and the pirates from the Jolly Roger. Once he had the Wicked Witch and the Queen of Hearts and their army of card soldiers, the Winkies and the Flying Monkeys, they all invaded this world. All the kings and queens were dethroned and sentenced to be beheaded." Froggy gulped, fearing the worst for his family. "And what happened to the royal families? Did they lose their heads?" "No, luckily they got away," Tinkerbell said. "The Queen, the Captain, and the Wicked Witch blamed the Masked Man for their escape. They were all so angry, they dropped him from the sky." "Do you know where the royal families went?" "Nobody does," Tinkerbell said. "After the Masked Man was killed, a witch approached the emperors with an offer to conquer a new world, one so much bigger than this one. They've been so excited about it, they stopped looking for the royal families. The witch and the new world are all they can talk about." "Does this witch or the world have a name?" "Well, I think they mentioned it once or twice," the pixie said, struggling to recall it. "I believe the witch was named Morgana? No, Marina! And the world she was planning to invade didn't have a name, but they call it the Other World." Froggy went pale green and felt sick to his stomach. His escape from the mirror would have to wait. Clearly, there were much bigger problems at stake. "Oh dear," he gasped. "The witches and the literary army are going to invade the twins' world. I have to find Alex and Connor. I have to warn them." Dun, dun, dun! I do my best, Shelley. Miles squealed, "I loved you," and then a unicorn, Ellie, and then a rainbow. That's adorable. Adorable. They're having so much fun. I'm glad that we got to see Froggy again, but bummer, about everything else. Bummer about everything else. I also love Froggy, and I hope he makes it out okay. Yeah. I know, precious Froggy. All right, I'm gonna go. I have a lot of orders to pack today, so I'm gonna work on that. I'm gonna go pack slime orders until the books arrive, and then I'll pack book orders, then I'll pack more slime orders, and we'll just kind of go back and forth until everything is out. That's true, Becca, but we all know that it's all out of love. If I make good progress on these slime orders, I will probably do a thing tomorrow afternoon for March birthdays. We'll see. Depends on how far I get through. I made it through 2 bins of slime orders yesterday, so hopefully, I don't know. I guess it probably also depends on how many books come in the mail. If I get like 50 of them, it might take the whole afternoon to pack them and all that. Oh, you should, Gigi. It's so good. Time to go finish the first. Yay! Let me know what you think, Nissa. Anyone who has my book and is reading it, please feel free to send me your thoughts, post your thoughts. I will repost anything anyone posts about it. You can tag this account or my book account or both. I'll post it on both. Yeah. And then as soon as I get through all of these slime and book orders, I am going to make that Emma and Edward duo. So that'll be fun too. They'll just be 2 little 3 ounces that are based on the characters. I want to make them really holdable slimes that are the type of slimes you can hold while you're reading. That's going to be the whole thing about them, is that they'll be like reading slimes, because I like holding things while I'm reading. So yeah, that'll be fun. Question, I'm likely dropping down levels before my birthday in May because we're already heating. Oh my God, it's too hot. Yes, of course. Sydney, you can do it whenever you want, obviously. Of course. But we could also, there's a lot of things we can do, Sydney, to work on that. Yes. We could also like save it for May and then like put it on ice or something to make it like special. We can do whatever you want. There's a million things we can do. Okay, so that is but Sydney, remember, don't forget to tell me exactly when it happens so that I can pull that spot away, because I'm not going to give your spot to anybody. I'm going to remove that spot because I'm like reorganizing tiers and I don't want anyone else to get into your level. I don't want new people on the roll for slime level right now. I just, all right, so that's all. I love you all. Have a great rest of your day, and keep an eye out for updates about, oh, that's okay, Julia. I'll upload it in about an hour as soon as it processes. Keep an eye out. I will post updates as soon as the books come in so everyone knows that the books are going out. I'll take some to the mail today, and then more are supposed to arrive on Sunday. Those will go to the mail on Monday, of course, because no post on Sundays. And that's literally it. Have you posted yet? No, I need to do that today, Kristen. I will do that today. That's all. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. If any of you follow any book talkers who accept reviews, please feel free to tag me in their accounts. Nobody has to like go looking or anything, but if you happen to know of one, I will do that. And, I need to, after I pack all these orders, I'm actually going to like spend a day submitting to indie bookstores. That's what I need to do. All right. Anyway, I love you guys. Bye.